Day 24. Welcome back. I'm Dr. David DeRose. We're continuing this little mini-series, a 3-day mini-series on stress. The topic today, eliminate some stressors. Boy, can you imagine what some people deal with? I was speaking with a friend, we'll call him Rick, wasn't all that long ago. Rick and his wife, they were just spending hours and hours in their car, making a really long and difficult commute. And as Rick described it, I mean, people were just getting more and more rude. They were dealing with road rage. It was just stressing them out. And so Rick decided, we got to do something about this. You know what they did? They actually sold their house and moved closer to their workplace. When I saw them, they were so happy with avoiding that big commute. Now you say, well, wait a minute. Eliminate some stressors. Yeah, I don't like my commute either, but this is day 24 in a 30-day program. There's no way I can move in the next few days and make a difference as far as my blood pressure and blood sugar. You know what? There are some stressors that are very difficult to eliminate. Some are impossible to eliminate. But there are other stressors that we can actually totally remove from our lives. Let me give you some examples. And why I'm giving you examples is your challenge today is to identify stressors that you can eliminate and actually make a decision to do that, to eliminate those stressors as far as possible. That's the challenge between now and the end of the program. So you can count yourself each day as having fulfilled this challenge if you're working on eliminating these specific stressors. You ready? I'm just giving you some examples. You could think of others, but I'm just giving some examples of things that you could eliminate that are stressors. How about this one? The stress or the stressor of being late to work. Have you ever met a person like that? Maybe it's you. Maybe you're always stressed. You know, you're always getting to work later. You're just getting there just as the clock is striking. You're just clocking in just in time. And it's stressing you because it feels like you're rushing, you're driving fast, you're not being as careful as you would on the commute. Are you following along? How can you eliminate that stressor of being late to work? Well, you could just leave 20 minutes early or half an hour early or whatever it takes. Just move your clock back as far as your daily schedule. What would that do? Well, you say, well, what happens if I get there 15 minutes early? Listen, we're removing the stress of being late. Do you see? You could actually eliminate it by just planning to leave earlier. Let's talk about another major stressor in many homes, many apartments. It's actually clutter. Clutter. Now, sometimes someone doesn't seem to be bothered that much by clutter, but when you actually look at it, most people have much less stress when their environment is clean and tidy. Now, there are some gender generalizations that are often made, and I hate to do that because we're all different, we're all unique, but some of the social scientists tell us that this is often more important, at least historically in our culture, for women, but it can be equally important or more important for a man in a relationship, or two men in a relationship, or two women. You know, one of them can be very invested in the environment, the home environment, and others may not be. Here's my point. Clutter is something that can be addressed. Now, it may be a huge problem. You may have boxes all over. You may be a hoarder, and this may be not a simple thing to address. But for many of us, clutter is something that we can tackle. You can take a day off. Instead of taking a vacation, stay at home and get rid of the clutter. This can eliminate a stressor. It can be a major stressor for many people. Well, I've given you a couple of examples. I'm wondering if I should give you one more. Let me throw this one in for you. Let's say you've got a stressor of fatigue. Fatigue. Can you eliminate that stressor? Well, sometimes it's actually possible. You can be just overscheduled. You can be choosing to do too many things. Now, I'm not talking about the person who says, listen, I've got to do this job to provide for the family and myself, and I have to go to school for X, Y, and Z reasons, and I just don't have much time to rest. But for many others, there's a lot of things that we do that are discretionary. Could you leave off viewing that favorite television show? Could you disconnect with that particular web channel that you're reading, that you're watching? This web channel, if you will cease to be so important in a week or so when we finish this series. So that will be at least a few minutes off your schedule. But you get my point. See if you can eliminate the stressor of fatigue by rescheduling your day. Those are just some examples. Your challenge, find some stressors that you can eliminate and actually make steps to get rid of it by doing something different. We've got one more set of strategies for dealing with stress. That's tomorrow. Don't miss it. I'm Dr. DeRose. I'll be back then.